Excellent. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this Meet the Expert webinar on the Enterprise Data Catalog 10.4 release. My name is Gaurav Pathak, Director of Product Management in the Core Metadata Group at Informatica. So today we have a large amount of content that we want to show you. Basically, we have divided this webinar into 3 sections. First, I'll talk to you about what are the key use cases for the data catalog and why data catalog is very important for any data transformation and digital transformation journey that you're on. Second, I'm going to quickly recap some of the existing capabilities of the data catalog, the enterprise data catalog from Informatica. And finally, we will go to the new capabilities in 10.4. So that's the last section will be where I'll be spending most of the time in, all the new capabilities that we've added in the data catalog in 10.4. If you have any questions, please post them in the Q&A window, and we'll take it as they come. Or time remaining, we can also do it at the end of the session. But do post your questions as they come into the Q&A window. With that, let's get started. This is a safe harbor statement saying that there may be future-looking statements in this webinar, and do not make a purchasing decision based on that. All right. Let's get started. So why data catalog? What are some of the key use cases that customers are looking at when they're looking to go for a data catalog? So digital transformation journeys, when customers are looking for changing their business model, driving innovation, reducing cost, improving efficiencies, for all that, data is very, very important. And all of these 4 use cases that you see are some of the use cases that customers are looking at for digital transformation. So at enterprise scale, intelligent data catalog is an essential requirement for all these modern data initiatives. In fact, it should be the first step of any data-related project. A robust, well-designed catalog that scales, it simplifies and accelerates the implementation of all kinds of data management projects that we have here, like data governance. For data governance, the data catalog provides end-to-end data lineage, use cases like change impact analysis and others. For self-service analytics, the data catalog becomes the Google for enterprise data assets. For cloud modernization, the data catalog shows you the inventory of all the data assets that you have and what are the first data assets that you should move to the cloud and what should be the next and so on. And for customer experience, again, helping you discover where the sources of customer data are. That's where the data catalog comes in. For us, we have designed the Informatica Enterprise Data Catalog for 3 key use cases, which is self-service analytics. Talked about it being a Google for enterprise data assets, data analysts, data scientists. When they want to find a particular data asset, they come to the data catalog, find the most relevant, most trusted data sets for their analytics needs, and the data catalog points them to where these data assets are. Second, data governance, where the data catalog brings in the physical data model and combines it with the conceptual model and the logical data model that comes from governance tools like Axon. The enterprise data catalog and Axon are very closely linked together. They are integrated for providing end-to-end use cases for data governance, like tracking your key data elements, and for regulatory compliance use cases. Finally, the metadata management use case, where the data catalog provides an end-to-end view of enterprise data, how it's moving across different transformations, different pipelines. So that end-to-end data map, where users can see how the data is getting transformed, whether users can perform use cases like impact analysis. That becomes possible with an enterprise data catalog from Informatica. And the way we do it is we have large number of connectors, more than 60 plus connectors now within the enterprise data catalog that extract metadata from databases, data warehouses, ETL tools, BI tools, big data tools, cloud tools, and so on. Get this metadata into the catalog, marry that with business context coming from Axon and business glossary. And finally, getting also information from other folks, from your data practitioners. That becomes important as well. I see a question saying that people are hearing background music. Is that true? Is everyone hearing background music? I hope I'm coming through. Tanya, I don't know if you can confirm. All right. I'm going to assume that you're hearing me, and then I'll go ahead. So now, as this metadata comes in, we have the CLAIRE layer, which looks at this metadata, arranges it, organizes it, so that we are able to get all of this information organized, and we also make predictions like what data assets are related to each other. There was a question when we started this webinar on whether EDC can use AI for tagging. Absolutely. Enterprise Data Catalog uses AI for automatically identifying what business glossary terms can get associated to technical data. We use multiple different factors like patterns of data, data values, and so on to identify what the right tags for data assets are. So the AI engine can do, that's one of the things that the AI engine can do. And of course, then we make business users, they get all of the data from the knowledge graph, and that business glossary associations and all of those can be then curated inside the data catalog. All right, let's quickly now jump to some of the current capabilities of the data catalog. Of course, users can find the data that you need. It's a rich metadata management solution, which is like the Google for enterprise data assets. It's built on, it's powered by CLAIRE, which is the machine learning engine built on top of the collected metadata. There are several major areas of functionality that differentiate EDC. It has an intelligent semantic search and faceted navigation capability, which allows users to quickly narrow down to find the right, most relevant, most trusted data asset for a particular analysis need. Another key capability is it provides a 360-degree relationship view. We automatically look at things like primary key, foreign key relationships, report relationships, user relationships, and show that in the context of the data set. And finally, the most important capability, which is data lineage. Data lineage allows users to automatically see how data is flowing across the enterprise, and we do that by automatically scanning the enterprise systems, the ETL systems like Power Center, Informatica, Data Engineering Integration, Informatica Cloud, but even non-Informatica sources like IBM DataStage, Microsoft SSIS, Oracle Data Integrator, SQL Stored Procedure Codes. All of these are parsed to get the data lineage information. The core capability of the data catalog is the use of machine learning to simplify data discovery and business context association. Right? So it uses unsupervised classification and clustering techniques to identify similar columns and fields and data sets across the data catalog, and then association of business glossary is done through those similar data assets automatically. So Enterprise Data Catalog enables human expert input, knowledge sharing, and collaboration. So it's also, we've provided a Yelp-like interface where users can provide their reviews, ask questions, get answers from experts. All of this capability is available in the catalog prior to 10.4 itself. So the earlier versions of the catalog already have these core capabilities in the catalog. All right, the new thing that we are announcing with 10.4 is what we call the catalog of catalogs. Now, we've seen the breadth of connectivity EDC provides. Right? It has 60 plus connectors and so on. But a recent development that we have seen in the market is this emergence of system-specific catalogs. For example, Cloudera has Cloudera Navigator, AWS has AWS Glue, Azure has Azure Data Catalog. Now, these local catalogs do a decent job collecting metadata from their own environment. What we are planning to do and what our vision is to tap into these catalogs directly to integrate the content with the rest of enterprise metadata. in effect, serving as the catalog of catalogs. Now, this ensures that there is no duplicate scanning of systems, etc. So we have added capabilities like reference objects that we'll talk about today. We'll also make sure that there is one single global view of your data landscape enriched with system-wide data relationships from multi-cloud hybrid environments. So that really is the goal of the catalog of catalogs. And of course, we talked about Claire. These are some of the capabilities that we have for which we use AI for. We will talk about, most of these are existing capabilities, and every release we also add more capabilities so that we use all of the metadata that we collect in the enterprise data catalog. Now let's jump into what are some of the new capabilities in the Enterprise Data Catalog 10.4 release. So most of you are already familiar with the extensive metadata connectivity that EDC provides, but we continue to add more scanners. In fact, 2019 was a scanner year for us. We added more than 20 plus connectors in the Enterprise Data Catalog. So some of the new connectors that we have added in this year's release is Microsoft's Power BI. So the BI system, it's a phase 1 connector of this system where we are able to extract reporting metadata and lineage information within Power BI. The connector still cannot go outside of Power BI and extract lineage from the data sources that are available. We are working with Microsoft to get APIs to make that part of the connector available over the part of 2020 as well. Other connectors that we've added are AWS Glue. Remember the catalog of catalogs positioning I was talking about? So that connector is now available. It's a catalog connector, so any connector that's available in Glue catalog, that's any metadata that's available in Glue catalog, we can extract it within EDC. Other connectors that we've added are connectors for SAP BW, SAP BW for HANA. We now have native support for Cassandra, which is a NoSQL database. We have native support for Snowflake, which is a cloud data warehouse. We can extract file metadata from Google Cloud Storage, so that's available as well. Now I see a few questions on what about SAS? Do we have connector for SAS? Answer is no, we don't have. So this is the analytics, SAS analytics system. We do not have a native connector for SAS yet, but we do have a lot of partners who work very, very closely with EDC. And so partners like Compact BI, for example, do have a connector for SAS, and they're working with other customers who have SAS and want to integrate that metadata into the data catalog. Another question is, are connectors included with the purchase of the Enterprise Data Catalog? Answer is yes. So we do not charge by the kind of connector yet. When you buy the Enterprise Data Catalog, all new connectors are available to you. Next question is connectors for Oracle Fusion and Domo SAS. We do not have connectors for those yet in the data catalog. We have a connector for we have a custom metadata scanner for those systems. We do not have connectors for. The custom metadata scanner is a good framework to bring metadata into the data catalog. Connectors for Snowflake, yes, we have added that in the data catalog. It does get similarity profile, domain discovery, and profiling. All of it are supported for Snowflake. Connectors for Talend, we do not have connectors for Talend yet, but again, partners have connectors for Talend that can be used. Python and Python connectors are on the roadmap, which is PySpark and Scala connectors is what we're looking on the roadmap. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about one of the key capabilities, which is a cornerstone of the 10.4 release that we added in 10.4. Now, EDC system scans all the systems like ETL systems or BI tools. And before 10.4, when we scanned these systems, we only got lineage information from these ETL and BI tools. what we are doing now is when we scan systems like Power Center or Microsoft SSIS or Tableau, we will not only get the lineage links, but also the sources and the targets that are part of that mapping. What that means is, so you may have an ETL job, let's say, which reads from mainframe system, but that mainframe system is not available for scanning because either we don't have a connector for it, or let's say that is behind a firewall where it cannot be scanned. What EDC will now do is that it will get those objects, we call them reference objects because they are referred to by these ETL systems. All those objects will show up in the data catalog. Users will be able to search for those objects. Users will be able to govern those objects. Users will be able to see lineage for those objects. Users will be able to associate business glossary terms to those objects. All of that is available. So all the data lineage that you have, you don't need to scan the sources and targets anymore. So it's a very important capability coming in 10.4. We've also enhanced the data lineage views. So data lineage is a most important capability for a data catalog. And over the past couple of years, we've seen our customers' lineage getting more and more detailed, and they're getting, we've seen more than 50,000 objects in one lineage diagram, for example. What we've done in 10.4 is added a new system-level lineage diagram that allows users to start at a higher level view of the lineage, and then they get down and see information in the, they can drill down into each of the systems and see information that's detailed lineage. Now, usability features like filters and filters that can be saved are also now available in 10.4. We've added, there was a question here, is there a connector for IDQ? So to that, yes, we have added a new data quality scanner for the data catalog. Now this was a much anticipated functionality for our customers. With this capability, Enterprise Data Catalog now shows DQ rules associated with each data asset. It displays the quality levels of data sets through DQ scorecards and profiling results for rules. Now, we were already showing the column profiling results before in EDC. Now with data quality integration, you can see scorecards, you can see rule profiling results. How is it important? Imagine a user coming into the data catalog searching for a data asset. Now, they can not only see the column profiling results, they can see all the rules that you have created in IDQ or BDQ, which is Informatica Data Quality or Big Data Quality. You'll be able to see those results, and you will be able to see them in the context of those tables, right? So the scores, the rule profiling results, all of that is available there. All right, unique key discovery. This is another CLAIRE capability that we have added in the Enterprise Data Catalog. Now users will be able to find out the unique keys for a table or a file. Users will be able to see that. And we can extract these keys directly from documented metadata. Like if you have primary key constraints defined in your database, we'll be able to extract and show that to the users. But we can also infer this information. We can, looking at the data and patterns of information, we can infer whether something is a unique key or a primary key with the data catalog. Now, users can curate, say yes or no to our inferences. The system learns as usual with the, with all the intelligence capabilities of the data catalog. Now, why just unique key discovery? The key thing that we are going after is the relationship inference, which will be the next thing that we are working towards. So this will be the foreign key discovery as well. So that is coming soon. We expect that to be available by the end of first half of 2020. So by June, we will have the joint discovery automatically available for EDC as well. Question, is there also a BDQ scanner? Yes, the IDQ scanner works with the BDQ repositories as well. Another question, is there a connector for data stage with 10.4? Yes, we already have a connector with IBM data stage to get detailed lineage from there. Question, didn't EDC already have EDC data quality profiling feature as they share the same DQ engine as IDQ? Yes, we had the data profiling feature, but it was a simple column profiling capability. Now, with the new data quality integration, we can also scan the data quality warehouses and extract rule profiling information and scorecards that were not there earlier. All right. Self-service data provisioning, we introduced this particular capability in 10.2 hotfix1 release, which was the last release of the data quality, which was the last release of the data catalog as a tech preview item. With 10.4, we have made the data provisioning capability available as general as GA, and we have added a large number of sources and target systems to this data provisioning capability. What data provisioning capability does is it's a self-service analytics capability. It allows, once you find the right data set, it allows you to move it to a place where you can work with this data. Right, so you found a table in the Teradata data warehouse. You want to move it to S3 where your data lake is, and then that's where you will work with it. That's what the data provisioning capability does. You can move that data there using our cloud data integration engine. And of course, users will have to provide their own sources and targets. Every user will have to bring their source and target credentials. We do not use super user credentials for doing this. It also requires a license of cloud data integration for this capability to work. And finally, a lot of enterprise scale performance and UX capabilities. They continue to be the top requirements for many of our existing customers as their catalog deployments expand. In 10.4 release, we now use Spark to parallelize and speed up profiling. So profiling on Spark is now available. So in case you're using profiling on Blaze and want to move to Spark, 10.4 is now available. 10.4 has this capability. To improve interoperability, we've introduced easier ways to export data directly from search results. In addition, we now allow custom attributes at the resource level. Earlier, the custom attributes were only at the data type level. They can now be confined to a particular resource. So that capability is also available with the data catalog 10.4. All right. I think that's a lot of slides and a lot of capabilities. Let me show you a quick demo of how some of these capabilities look like in the product and what you can expect to see for each of these. Let me also answer a few questions. We don't have export resource in the catalog and admin until now. So the export resource capability is in the catalog only with the data assets, where you can export the content of the catalog. In 10.4, we've introduced export from search results as well, as I was talking about, and I'm going to show you how that looks like. If you want to just get the resource configurations exported, we don't have a capability in the UI directly, but there are APIs available to do that, and APIs would be the right way to do these kind of administration actions. All right. Let me now jump to the demo and show you how the new product looks like. All right, so this is the Enterprise Data Catalog 10.4. I'm logging into the catalog. So those of you who have not seen the catalog before, Enterprise Data Catalog is a web application. You can install it on premises in your data centers, or you can install it on the cloud on AWS or Azure. So all of those capabilities are available with the data catalog. All right. So we will start with, there are, as I said, large number of features. I'm not going to be able to show you all of those features in the limited time that we have, but I'm going to try to show you some of the most important ones. Right? So we'll start with the SAP BW scanner and the SAP BW for HANA scanner. So I have a few. I've already scanned SAP BW here, and I have all the info cubes and the composites here in the data catalog already. So I'm going to search for cumulative sales. That's a composite object from SAP BW that we have available here. Now, so this is 10.4, but even before 10.4, 10.2 hotfix1, we've added capabilities in the search, things like and, or, not, and then double quotes and all of those capabilities to make your search a lot more precise. We've also added all of these search tabs at the top. There are 5 search tabs along with all search tabs here that has all of the predefined search tabs that we ship with the enterprise data catalog. Add your own search tabs, which will be user specific and based on filters. Again, that's a capability that was already released in 10.2 hotfix1. So for example, if I wanted to search for cumulative sales but didn't want anything which had quantity in it, I could have said, do this. And that will only bring in data sets that have cumulative sales but not quantity information. And we have added other operators like and, or, something is in the description, so you can add description colon or name colon. All of those new search operators are available in the data catalog starting 10.2 hotfix1. I'm going to click on this cumulative sales and billing data. This is coming from SAP BW. This is a composite provider asset type. Here you can see all of the different characteristics and figures that are imported for this particular composite. Other thing that we do for SAP BW objects is we also automatically get the business titles that are available in the SAP application. So that's available in the data catalog as well. So we automatically get this information. So users searching for materials group will land at this particular attribute here directly in the data catalog. Now, SAP BW also comes with extensive data lineage automatically extracted from the SAP BW system. So in this case, my composite is writing into a query, reading from other info cubes, which are reading from other data sources and other objects. I have an SAP HANA system here, which has a view that's replicated here in SAP BW. I can see that lineage end-to-end from SAP HANA into the SAP BW system, right down to the query where you are using this. All of this is automatically extracted into the enterprise data catalog. So you can jump to any of these items over here. So I'm going to click on this info cube. You can see the lineage for this info cube. You can see attributes for this info cube over here, along with all the characteristics as well. So extensive metadata gathering from one of the most complex systems, which is SAP BW. With SAP BW and BW for HANA scanners, we have now scanners for the SAP R3 system. We have scanners for SAP HANA. We have scanners for SAP BW and BW for HANA. So large number of now connectors available for the SAP ecosystem. All right, the next connector I'm going to show you is the new Power BI connector that we have made available. So I have this dashboard called Sales Operations. I'm going to search for that particular dashboard. Here I have this Sales Operations dashboard that's coming from Power BI. Again, the kind of metadata that we extract from a dashboard, you can see any tiles that are available here, all the system attributes and the embed URLs, etc. So all of those are available here. Plus, we have data lineage within Power BI that's available as well. So if you look at this particular lineage diagram, this particular box, just the Power BI sales box, is what is automatically extracted from Power BI. We do not yet have lineage back into the actual source system from Power BI. We are working with Microsoft to get those APIs, and so that we are able to also get lineage beyond just the Power BI objects. But with the current scanner that we have, you'll be able to see the dashboards. You'll be able to see what reports that belong to the dashboard, and what are the internal data sources that use that are used to create this particular report. And of course, you can jump to any of these data sources and then see the data lineage for all of that as well. Please don't, the lineage only on the right is available automatically. The other stuff has been created manually. So only the lineage from Informatica demo to all of these different objects that you see here, all the dashboards that use this particular data source, that is created automatically by the scanner. Now, one thing that we have in the data catalog, which is the Chrome extension. Now, this Chrome extension has been available in the catalog since a very old version now here. I can launch this particular report. This is the actual Power BI report that's hosted in Azure. I can see all of this information. Now, one thing that the Chrome extension can do is that when it knows the URL that this particular report is a part of, users will be able to see all the reporting metadata that we have in the data catalog right within the context of that Power BI report. Now, we did this for Tableau, and Tableau, it is automatic. Here, users have to specify the URL in the data catalog, but once that's available, for every user who comes to this report in Chrome, they'll be able to see all of this metadata. They'll be able to see all of the business glossary terms associated to it, data sources, etc. You can click on these business glossary terms, see their relationships, see what tables are connected to it, and so on. So all of this capability that we had for Tableau can be made available for Power BI if you add the URL attributes to it. So the Chrome extension picks that up. For all the users who have the Chrome extensions installed, when they go to that URL, you will be able to see all of this metadata here in the data catalog. All right, so that was Power BI. Now let's jump to AWS Glue Scanner, which we also added as a catalog scanner in the data catalog. Now here, I'm showing you the AWS Glue screens right now. AWS Glue is a data catalog. Here I have 3 databases that I've scanned in Glue. I can see all of the tables that have been created on top of information in Glue. So I have these tables over here. You can do things like searches in the Glue catalog as well. So I'm going to search for name, employee, and I can find the employee table and so on. Right, I can click on any of the tables like emp details. I can see that this is coming from S3. I can see all of the columns that have been created for this table. And I can add tags for AWS Glue as well. Now, AWS Glue is great for all of the metadata that's available in AWS ecosystem as well, like S3, Redshift, Athena. And we now extract information directly from this catalog into the data catalog as part of our catalog story. Now, I extracted all of this information in my glue_HR metadata resource. I'm going to search for that and show you how that looks like. This is my Glue HR metadata resource. Here I can see all of the Glue tables that are available there. So the same emp details table that were available in the data catalog, in the Glue data catalog, you can see here along with all of the fields. All the tags here, I created a custom tag called Gaurav and a value Pathak. When I extracted this information, that tag actually came in here in EDC as well, so that it's searchable and users will be able to see, any custom tags that may be available in the data catalog. Plus, we extract data lineage. Now, this data lineage does not include the Python code that you write in the Glue ETL objects. This data lineage includes all of the information that we directly get from the Glue catalog. Now here we have this emp details table. It's reading from this S3 emp details table. There is an Athena table that's based off this emp details Glue table as well. And finally a Tableau table that reads from the Athena table. So you can see end-to-end data lineage, automatic data lineage with the EDC scanner for Glue. All right. So what have we seen till now? We've seen three of the most important scanners that we introduced in the data catalog: SAP BW, Power BI, and AWS Glue. We haven't seen Cassandra and Snowflake and then the Google Cloud Storage, etc. Those are scanners that are available in 10.4 as well, but we will not show that to you today because of timing constraints. Instead, I'm going to jump to the reference objects capability, which is one of the most important capabilities that we've added in the Enterprise Data Catalog 10.4. I'm going to start with searching for this data set called ATM fraud, right? Now I have these three data sets available here. You see a different blue colored table icon for these reference objects. Here I can click on this particular data set. Now this data set is not something that we have scanned directly from any of the source systems, right? In fact, this data set is coming from BDM, or now it's called Data Engineering Integration, DEI. So we have scanned just the Informatica BDM scanner and are able to extract this particular resource and this particular object from the BDM scanner directly. We didn't scan the actual database, just the ETL, and are able to see this object, can search for this object, can associate governance information, can associate business glossary terms, can write reviews and questions. All of the capabilities that are available for regular objects are available for these reference objects as well. And when I go to the lineage and impact capability, you can see all of the objects in this data lineage diagram here are actually reference objects. Now this is delta table. These are all delta tables, these three tables over here. These are coming from an ADLS system. This is coming from Salesforce. This is coming from a Azure SQL Data Warehouse. This is coming from Azure SQL Data Warehouse as well. Now all of these, even though we have scanners for all of these, for this demo, I didn't scan any of it. Right? We just scan the BDM scanner and we just scan the BDM repository and are able to see this end-to-end data lineage view. You can click on the transformation logic. You can see what transformations are happening for each of these steps in the objects without bringing in any of this lineage information, without bringing actual object information into the catalog. So here you can see the joiner, what was the join condition for this that was used for creating this join. So all of that, all of those things which are available with regular objects are available with the reference objects as well. Now, how is this useful? Number one, Informatica Cloud, for example, you may create a mapping from Eloqua that reads from Eloqua and Marketo and writes to another system. Let's say it writes to ADLS. Now, when we scan that mapping, you can now see those Eloqua objects and Marketo objects in your data lineage diagram without us having a scanner for Eloqua and Marketo. Number one. Number two, when, let's say you have a temporary file use case, you're reading from an Oracle table, writing to a temporary file, then reading from that temporary file and writing to Teradata. Before, we had to scan that temporary file to be able to see data lineage for that. Now, we don't need to do the scanning of the actual file sources at all. The lineage will still be complete just because we are bringing these reference objects here. So I have this CDR International Rex object over here, and when we see the data lineage for this object, these files, which are temporary files, I didn't scan them. They're just coming directly from the Power Center repository. These were deleted after the temporary file use case was done, but now I don't have to get the actual files to be scanned. I can directly get this lineage from the reference objects capability that we've added. So this is going to be useful in a lot of different use cases. We have reference objects capability available for 10 scanners in 10.4. So Informatica Power Center, Informatica Cloud, Informatica BDM or DEI. We have Microsoft SSIS, for which is available Cloud Run Navigator, Hortonworks Atlas, and Tableau. So these are some of the connectors for which the reference objects capability is available out of the box in 10.4, and we will add a lot more as we go along. All right. The next scanner I'm going to show you is the DQ scanner. So I have scanned a data quality repository in EDC, and here is that resource which has rules and scorecards now ingested into the data catalog. I'm going to show you the rules first. So in this rules, I can see all of the rules that are available in that data quality repository that I had scanned. I can click on this is numeric rule, and I can see all of the metadata about that rule, like what was the source description, what's the inputs and outputs. I can see where this particular rule is used in the data catalog. So it's used in this customer demographics table. I can click on this customer demographics table. Now I came in through the DQ scanner source. I could have directly come to this table, customer demographics, and there is a tab called data quality. I could have gone there. Remember, earlier we had profiling results. Now this is what the profiling results look like, right? So you could see what are the null, distinct, non-distinct counts and inferred data types, etc. What data quality tab brings in is all of the rules and scorecards that you've defined along with the data quality results will be seen now in this particular tab. So here I can see that there is numeric rule that is applied on the count, right? On the is number count. I can click on the out is number. I can see that out of the 1,000 values, everything the output of that rule is true, which is great. This rule is also applied on the gender column, and for the gender column, the value is false. Looks like the gender column is not a numeric. So I can see all of these kind of data quality results, which were not available earlier. We can now, we can now see those along with the data sets as well. Similarly, you can now see scorecards. If there are any scorecards that have been created on top of this data set, you can see those scorecards, you can see those scores, you can drill down into the scorecard, see the metadata for that scorecard, where all it is used. In this case, it's just that customer demographics table. All the metric groups for that scorecard and the scores, like gender, marital status, and so on. So you'll be able to see all of those data quality results. So lot more data quality results that are now available within the data catalog. Remember, the data catalog is not a data quality tool, right? The data quality authoring, rule authoring, and scorecard authoring still happens in Informatica data quality or the big data quality. What the data catalog does is extracts that information, makes it available in the right context for the right users. So users, when they come, they can see what the quality of the data sets are and then decide what they want to do with it. All right. Next, I am going to show you the new CLAIRE capability that we've added, which is the unique key discovery capability. So I'm going to search for this item table that I have in the data catalog. So first, I'm going to show you this items table here in the contact DB. This is an Oracle DB, Oracle database. Now you see a new keys tab in the data catalog. Now today we only have unique keys, but we want to add capabilities for showing even joins later on in the year. But in 10.4, you'll be able to see any documented primary keys. In this case, item ID is a documented primary key. We extracted this information directly from Oracle. In some cases, the databases don't allow you to document keys. The older versions of Hive, for example, none of the file systems allow that. For those, we can automatically infer the primary keys, and then you can see all the inferred and accepted primary keys. Then the data catalog, we look at all of this information. We look at the data and the patterns. We are able to say, okay, this looks like item SK is the primary key. Somebody accepted it. And then we can do it not only for single column primary keys, we can do it for multi-column primary key inferences as well. So you can configure all of this in the data catalog. So very important CLAIRE capability, especially once the join capabilities are, once the join inference capabilities are available as well. Users will be able to see unique keys and joins directly here in the data catalog. How is it useful? You can find out what are the most important keys. Documentation of the data set is very, very important. And if you're a data analyst, you can see how you can expand your analysis with related data sets. All right. Next, I'm going to show you another capability, which is the search results export. So earlier before 10.4, users would be able to go to any resource like Glue HR or any other resources, and there was this export assets button over here. This would allow you to export all of the metadata that was available in the data catalog, and now you can do that for search results as well. So you can have a search result, you can filter it by resource name or any other way that you like, and then you can go to this new menu for exporting data assets. You can select what custom attributes, etc., that you want to export, and you can export it. There is a new monitoring page here that's available as well for all your exports. So you can start an export job in one machine and go to another machine and download the export results files there. You can change the custom attributes, and then there is a central place where you can import all of the metadata into the data catalog as well. So any custom attributes that you want to bulk change in the Excel file, that's available directly here. Not only the search results, we have now available, we now have metadata export capabilities available directly from the object, right? So you can export the metadata assets. You can include the children if you want. So the tables and columns along with it will be exported. You can change these custom attributes and business glossary terms in the Excel and re-import it back. So that capability is available in 10.4 as well. All right, the final thing I'm going to show you in the demo today is the new data lineage visualization capability. So this is the regular data lineage visualization that we have in the product since version 1 of the product. But now we call it the classic view. This is the default view still, but users can actually change this and see a more system-level data lineage view for their data lineage diagrams. And of course, you can make this the default view if you want. Users who are coming in, they will see this as the first view, right? So you see the final fraud delta table, which is the one that we saw earlier. But then every other system is by default minimized. Users can click on these systems and expand and then see the data lineage for the system. And then, of course, you can contact them back. How is it useful? For a business user, it gives you a much more simplified view of the data lineage diagram. Data lineage can be very, very complicated. This is, one of the data lineage diagrams that I have here, which writes into the sales operations table. I can look at it in the systems view, and it's much, much more users will be able to make more sense out of tables being read from the OLTP system into the data warehouse, into the sales repository, and then into the dashboard directly. So, and again, you can click into each of these systems, see the data lineage for those systems. So all of that will be available. Users can click in and minimize the systems and then see lineage for particular objects that they want to see. So that's one of the capabilities that we've added for making the data lineage diagrams much more user-friendly. Another capability that we've added is the capability to do filtering by asset type. So I have this, let me search for the weather delay report. And I have this Tableau report over here. So I'm going to show you the lineage diagram for that. And again, we'll make it the compact view, the system level view that users can see. Now, this is the default, this is the lineage diagram that we have today without the filters. So when there are two tables, in this case the reference tables are being read by this Tableau object. And here there are a few Tableau internal objects here. So I have a fact table, a Tableau table, and so on, right? So if users want, they can now clicking on the filter, they can remove these objects directly from the lineage diagram. So all of those other objects go away, but the lineage links stay. Right? So you get a much more simplified lineage diagram without some of the objects that you don't want. For example, a lot of users complain about synonyms. They don't want to see large number of synonyms in the lineage diagram, and we have multiple different kinds of filters to remove these kind of objects from the lineage diagram. You can save a filter that you want, and you can then apply that filter for all of the data lineage diagrams that you're seeing. You can set a default filter as an administrator, and every time your user launches a lineage diagram, that filter will be applied. So all of those capabilities are now available with EDC 10.4. All right, with that, I am going to jump back into my presentation mode and take any final questions. So this is a quick summary of what are all of the features that we have added in the 10.4 catalog. Sorry, it took me, I had to jump through a lot of the features today. I did want to show you all of the highlights, but these are the real key features that we have added. So now I am going to look at all of the questions that you have added in the question and answers and try to answer as many of them as possible. So questions here, while importing the objects, how will the updated metadata reflect correctly in the exact same connection? So this is regarding reference objects, I'm assuming. And with reference objects, what we do is we make sure that if you are associating it to the actual object, which we call do-it-through connection assignment, any enrichments that you have done, those enrichments stay on those objects. Any business glossary terms or custom attributes, all of those stay for these objects. So can you import data domains? Yes, you can import data domains. It's it's a capability that we have available directly in the data catalog. Now, if you have a data quality repository where you've already done data domain discovery, the new data quality scanner, remember the one that I showed you with rules and scorecards, that can also get domain discovery results and bring that information into the data catalog. So not only just rules and scorecards, if you've already done these domain discovery and profiling, we will be able to get that information into the catalog. Is Microsoft SSAS scanner on the radar? Yes, SSAS and SSRS scanner is on the radar for 2020. That's when we are planning to add it. We do have a partner who has that connector available today, Compact BI, who can give you that capability today. Question on the data quality scanner. Is the data quality repository, should that be available in the same domain as EDC? Answer is no, it can be a different domain. We will be able to connect to that domain and extract information from it. Does the data quality reporting support trends? Not in this version. We only extract the latest data quality. Another question, are these EDC scorecards coming from the same rules widgets that are building in Axon? Yes, we reuse as much as possible within Informatica. Axon also connects directly to the data quality repository to automate your governance and rule creation. Remember, what the EDC catalog does with the data quality is extract the rule profiles, the rules that have been run with profiling and scorecard results, and bring that into the data catalog. Let's go to more questions. Is there a connector for MicroStrategy BI tool? Yes, we do have a connector for MicroStrategy BI tool already available in the data catalog. Will the Power BI connector allow scanning of reports hosted on an in-house Power BI report server, or is it for cloud? It is currently available for the Azure Cloud Power BI hosted services only. Next, do you have lineage for each graph inside the report with field and source? We do have that for a lot of BI sources. For Power BI specifically, we do not have the lineage outside to the data sources. Within Power BI, we can automatically get that lineage. Is there a connector for MicroStrategy? Again, yes, we do have a connector for MicroStrategy, so you can use that today. Do you have an example of Snowflake? Unfortunately, not in the demo today, but Snowflake looks like any other relational database scanner. And if you have any objects of types which are maps and such, we can bring that metadata into the data catalog as well. All right, let me see, where was I? What is the use of related search checkbox across the search box? That's a great question. In 10.2 hotfix 1, we made the search a lot more precise. By that, what I mean is that there was a lot of information that we were getting earlier for users like data analysts and data scientists. But in 10.2 hotfix 1, we search very precise to only bring in results that are pertaining to that object, not related objects at all. So that's when we introduced this related search object. So for users who want to see the old behavior, they can now see that information in the data quality, in the data catalog. We are installing 10.2 on AWS. So yes, that's available. How do we upgrade to 10.4? There is an upgrade utility available, and you can use that to upgrade that repository to 10.4. Can we use export file as a template to import glossary terms? Yes, you can use the export file to import glossary terms back into the data catalog. A lot of our customers use it for exactly that particular use case. Is there a way to certify assets for users and validation that SME has approved the data? Yes, we introduced the certification capability in version 10.2.2. When we looked at certifications, the way we looked at certifications was how Google does for assets that are sponsored, right? So when a data steward certifies a data asset, let's say we call it customer demographics, anybody searching around those terms, we make sure that the customer demographic search result shows up at the top of the search pile so that users use that certified data asset instead of all the other assets named customer demographics. So that capability is already available. It was available in version 10.2.2. Upcoming ML-based data relationship building, will the capability support relationship identification based on domain and context as compared to primary key, foreign key? We are first looking at foreign key and joins, and then we'll expand that to more. But first version, foreign key and joins. Is the ability to obtain lineage detail from SQL stored procedures being moved to technical preview to general availability? Not yet. The capability is still in tech preview. It's available in the product. So if you're interested in it, please let us know, and we will be happy to make that available to you. Question on Axon lineage. We do lineage in Axon datasets and also in EDC. Is that something that can be automated to sync in future release? Yes, we are working on making the transition from technical to business lineage a lot more automated and seamless. This capability is still in works inside R&D. All right, we have more questions. I'll try to take two more since we have 2 minutes left. Question on, can we use, is there a connector for Azure Databricks? We have a JDBC-based Delta Tables connector that's available, and we're working on a Python and a Scala connector for 2020. I have the final question, which is this webinar recorded and will be posted? Yes. This webinar will be recorded. All of the content, including the slides, will be posted for everyone. So that's all I had for the session today. I hope we're able to get value from looking at some of the new capabilities that we've added in the Enterprise Data Catalog 4.0. For next steps, we now have a lot of new content for lineage and best practices to make sure that your your users adopt the data catalog. So a lot of that information is available in the links here in the catalog. In the session. Thank you very much. Thanks for attending the session. I hope you found value in it. Thanks, everyone.